everyone. My name is Kellie Davidson, and I am the pastor of adult ministries at Grace Place Church. And today I just wanted to bring you a few of my favorite resources on studying the Bible, especially for those who are just getting started, wanting to become more familiar with Scripture and also things that Christians believe and wrestle with. And so here we go. Here's a few of my favorite. First, I would highly recommend, if you are starting out wanting to get familiar with the Bible, make sure that the Bible you start with is understandable. There are so many versions of the Bible out there, and some can be more easy to understand than others. And so I would recommend doing an NLT version, New Living Translation, or NIV, New International Version, something that uses the language we're familiar with in our everyday talk. It might also be helpful to get a study Bible. This is one that I like called Starting Point Study Bible. It's NIV. But what is neat about this is that it has tons of notes in here, tons of little segments that explain the time, the context of what's happening, more description about the nation it's talking about or the character it's talking about, and really just helping you navigate through and understand more clearly what you are reading and why it's included in Scripture, what's important about that. So a good study Bible, a good Bible translation would be my tip number one. Also, it's really important to remember that Scripture, the Bible, it has all different kinds of writing in it. It has poetry and it has history. It has apocalyptic literature, lots of different styles of writing. So understanding when you're reading a portion, what style of writing it is super important. So how do you start understanding how to read the Bible, how to understand Scripture? Here's a book that I think is great for that. It's called How to Read the Bible for All It's Worth. And this will allow you to feel less intimidated approaching Scripture, and it makes the reading more approachable because you have some more confidence on what you're reading, why it was written, who was writing it, and really how to properly read it, because people can read just about anything into Scripture if they're not doing it responsibly. So this is something I would recommend for anyone either starting out or really wanting to have a better grasp on how to read the Bible to its fullest. If you feel really confident about that, but want to really get a grasp on what do Christians believe? Do they all believe the same thing about every subject in theology? What are the differences between what Christians believe on different topics like the afterlife? What did Jesus sacrifice on the cross? What did it actually mean? This would be something I would highly recommend. It's called Across the Spectrum. And it takes different concepts within Christianity, such as baptism, Genesis, what does it mean to be made in the image of God? And it really breaks it down so you can have an understanding about the different ways that even those within the Christian faith believe about some of these things. And it is really helpful in order to see why different Christians believe different things, and really, in the end, to help you figure out what do you believe and why do you believe it. Now, these are all books, and I know some of you are not book people. You learn a different way much better. So for that, my absolute favorite resource for you would be the Bible Project. You can just search it, go to their website. They have done an amazing job bringing together visual resources to understand everything from how to read the Bible, what themes you see in the Bible. They have videos for going over every single book of the Bible, talking through in a very approachable way with some really cool graphics and animation that helps you understand these concepts that can be really difficult to understand because we're so far removed from the time of the writing of Scripture. So that's the Bible Project. Highly recommend it. Even if you love the books, that website has tons and tons of great resources. So there is a plethora of things out there that you can go to in order to study the Bible, but these are some of my favorites.